Manufacturing was in focus yesterday because we had manufacturing production numbers coming out of the South African economy. Pretty good, actually, although there was a seasonal factor, and the prediction is for September, not such good numbers. But nonetheless, there has to be some kind of optimism going forward, because maybe the Rand is going to give us a bit of a boost. But look, let's have a look at something that is trying to boost it on its own without the Rand factor. It's called AfriMold. It's a trade fair, I suppose, the best way to describe it. It's been going on between the 10th and the 12th. It's at the Gallagher Convention Centre in Midrand. It's all to do with TDM, that's tool, die and mould, and that is an essential part of, for example, the automotive manufacturing industry and export industry from South Africa. On the line now is one of the organisers of AfriMold, and that is Ron MacLarty. And Ron is on the line now. How's the AfriMold trade fair been for you? I mean, has it been well attended? Has there been optimism, Ron?
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, it has been well attended. We've seen a number of tooling companies come through, and it's looking very, very positive.
You talk about TDM being incredibly important when it comes to the whole of the manufacturing sector of the South African economy. For a layman like myself, explain why.
Because everything you use and touch has to go through a tooling process. That process needs a tool and die maker. And tool and die makers are so important for the economy, because one trained tool and die maker creates 28 jobs downstream. And they are sustainable jobs.
And of course that means that we don't have to import the goods that we've made anyway, and so therefore we save valuable foreign exchange. But are we competitive and are we skilled?
Well, the whole thrust of this show has been to become internationally competitive. We need to pull up our socks, get competitive, and take on the international tool makers on a level playing field.
You say here, given the huge volumes of tooling that the automotive industry is shipping overseas, it's worth considering that you've already just said this, but I'll reiterate it, that for every one job created for a tool maker, 28 jobs are created downstream. That sounds like a lot, but I'll take your word for it. Evidently, you say a massive opportunity is being missed here. How is it being missed? Is it because barriers are being put in our ways, because subsidies are not being given to the industry?
No.
What is the reason that we're missing the opportunity?
Well, first of all, if you look at the automotive industry, they bring in $1.5 billion worth of tooling every year. We need to have the first shot at that. So it should go through a tendering or a quotation process, and if we cannot meet the guidelines competitively, then look overseas. But the quicker we get onto it and start building tool rooms to take on this work, the better.
The problem is, of course, that the automotive manufacturers down in the Eastern Cape and other places are going to say it's not that we don't want to buy South African manufactured tooling equipment, but it's just the reliability of supply, just off the top of my head, and also the price. Right. The price must be key in a very, very competitive automotive industry.
Correct. Well, that is why AfriMold is focused on looking at not only just the tooling aspect of it, but it's the way the businesses are run. Tool makers have to deliver on time, at the right price and the right quality. And we have people in the exhibition hall that are looking at upping the bar and making sure that we pull up our socks and do a better job. So my advice is to get all the tool makers out of their shops and get them into the exhibition hall to see the new technologies that are available and that can be used to improve business.
The numbers you're talking about, the $1.5 billion being brought in by the manufacturers, is quite startling. Let's say that over the next few years you managed, through the initiative of AfriMold and other initiatives, made a dent of, say, a third of that, and so you were manufacturing $500 million worth of tools in this country. You would save the Treasury an enormous amount of money. The South African Reserve Bank would be fairly pleased as well, because undoubtedly that would go towards the stability of the South African rand, and it would also create jobs. Give us an idea. You gave us that one tool job, 28 jobs downstream. Give us an idea of, if the tooling industry, the TDM industry, got going in South Africa, how many jobs it might create over, say, 5 to 10 years?
Well, the possibilities are limitless, really, because a healthy tool and die making industry doesn't only go into automotive, for instance. It goes into every other walk of life, whether or industry, whether it be mining, aircraft, aeronautic stuff, and plastics injection molding. So it covers a myriad of different areas of industry. And
what do you hope? I mean, sorry, Ron, we're just wrapping it up now, but AfriMold wraps up itself this afternoon.
At 5:30.
After it's all gone, what's going to happen? Are there going to be some deals done? Are there going to be factories to be built? Because I love all these conferences and we report on them enthusiastically, and we talk very worthily about what has been discussed. But it's after the conference and the trade fair has ended that the really important stuff happens. Are you confident that some business is going to be done because of AfriMold?
Right. Well, the Tool and Die Making Association of South Africa has been involved, 100% involved in the whole planning and structure, and basically we will be taking it to the Tool and Die Making Association and working through the various areas of the country, and bringing up, put it at the top of the agenda, and make sure that at every meeting, we do invite the right tool makers and the right end users to all of our meetings.